what's up everybody? Angelic Vixen here from Lucky by Nature. Today we are going to talk about the little light creatures that you can get in Aberration and basically decide which one is actually the best to carry with you as you explore the map and do things in Aberration. So we noticed as we were breeding different creatures that, some of the charge levels are significantly different. We noticed, some of the like glowtails, for instance, coming out around 450, whereas majority of the featherlights come out around 1300. And then if you look over here, the Bulldogs can come out over 3000. So as we were noticing this, as we kept breeding them, we were like, okay, there's got to be, some kind of significant difference between these. So we decided we would spawn in level 1s. And the reason you go with level 1 is because it kind of gives you the base stats. That way there's no extra levels, to kind of deflect the actual, base stats. So let's go over this and kind of compare. All right, so we've got the Bulldog. Everybody knows about the Bulldog. They're the easiest to actually get. So let's look at the 3. Now there's 3 things I want you to look at. The charge capacity, the charge regen, and the charge emission range. And the reason I want you to look at these is because this is what is most important on the light creatures. The charge capacity is the amount of charge it can hold overall. The charge regen is basically how quickly it can recharge. And then the charge emission range is basically the circle around you, the range that it impacts different creatures. So these are very important to actually look at. All right, so with the level 1 Bulldog, this one came out with a charge capacity of 200, charge regen of 165, and charge emission range 146. So let's go over here to the Shinehorn. All right, so for a level 1 Shinehorn, we've got charge capacity of 180, charge regen of 180, and then the emission range, 150. Okay, let's go check out the little glowtail. The glowtail level 1 is a 100 charge capacity, 200 regen, and 151 emission range. Okay. And then the featherlights, which are so pretty. Charge capacity, 100, charge regen, 180, and charge emission range, 152. Now, before I tell you basically which one is actually better, I want to show you this. Actually, let me drop him really quick, turn him on. Okay, so you can see the circle, but let's go out and get on a dino because it's actually easier to see the range. Let's get on the Spino. All right, this is the best way to actually see the range. When you're on the ground, it's kind of hard to see it. So as you can see here, this is the range. So this is how close this impacts creatures as they attack you. Now you do want your range to be significant because let's say for instance you're fighting something like a Reaper Queen. They're enormous. If this range is too small, they have to be like right up on you before it actually affects them. So of course the range is going to matter. But is it the most important? I don't think so. And I'm going to show you our preference. So let's go back inside. Because everything matters, how quick they regen, their range, all of that. But let me turn off this little guy. Our preference, and I'll tell you why it's our preference. Our preference is actually the charge amount. So as you can see here, this is Beast Bulldog. The charge range, or the charge is 3411. So this thing can stay charged for ridiculously long times. Now, when we go out, let's say we're going to go collect pheromones, right? With a charge of over 3000, and this is one that I took out, but of course it's recharging right now. Let's say you're going to get pheromones and you get ambushed by a bunch of Reaper Queens because they tend to ambush you. And then the fights last forever. They just are really long fights. If you have, let's say, a charge that's only 400, it's going to go off. and you're not going to have the opportunity to just stop everything and say, okay, time out, I need to go recharge my little light creature. You're going to need that light creature to last the entire time you're fighting to basically help you be more successful. If your charge creature is turning on and off because it constantly needs to be recharged, you have an issue and you're not going to be able to stay out as long, or your chance of dying definitely increases. So the reason we focus on the actual charge amount is because we can be out there for really long periods of time without worrying about charging. So if we're going on, a journey to go get something specifically, if we absolutely need to, it's maybe only once that we have to recharge our creature. So then some people would say, well, I would prefer the quick regen, because of course if it's a slower regen, it's going to take longer. But you have to factor, yeah, it might be faster, but how many times are you going to have to stop to do that and possibly run into a really bad situation? However, if you had one that had a really long charge and maybe a slower regen, but you don't have to recharge it as often, it's still a better, more viable option for you. So based on what we've looked at here, the Bulldog is the better option. And another reason that it's a better option, not just because it has the higher charge, it's because it's the easiest light creature to find. They're like everywhere on the map. You can find them in all of the zones. You can find them pretty much anywhere, especially in the easy areas where a lot of people actually start. You're going to want to get as many of these as you can and then start breeding them. They're actually really easy to breed. It's not that bad. I was actually expecting them to be kind of like jerboas. They're not. It's actually not that bad. However, if you look at, like, for instance, let's say the glowtail or even the featherlight, they're in like really bad areas. Like the glowtail is only in the artifact cave, so there's only one artifact cave that you can find that's actually easy to go through. The rest of them are actually really hard. The featherlights, you can find them, but they're down there in the most dangerous areas. And they're not that great as far as like the actual charge, their stats. It's not all that impressive. The Bulldogs are easier to find and they have the best charge stats. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know, there's not really much of a competition between them because the Bulldog overall is just better. I mean, the closest one, so if you want to go and actually compare, it would go Bulldog, Shinehorn, Featherlight, and Glowtail based on their stats. But, I mean, look how cute they are. You just can't not get them. And then you want as many as you can because they die so easy because their health is so low. So let's see. Look at our little guy here. Watch this. Let me crouch down here so you can look at how cute they are. You have to have them. I mean, look at its little tail. Isn't that just the cutest thing ever? Like, I just absolutely love these things. They're so adorable. But the fact of the matter is, they're not as good as the Bulldog. So am I going to take, when I go out to get, let's say, pheromones, and I'm going to be fighting Reaper Queens, am I going to take, a glowtail that's got 450 charge, or am I going to take my Bulldog that's got 3411? So get the Bulldogs because they're going to help you the most. Breed them once you get the high level ones, and then get all the other ones because they're pretty. And maybe if you're not going on a very long mission, you can take the other ones. So if you're just going out to get, let's say, a meat run, you can take your really pretty ones. If you're going out on a really dangerous mission and you're going to be out there for a long period of time with the possibility of fighting some really bad stuff, get yourself some really high level Bulldogs that have the really long charges, because if you have 3,400, charge, the chance of you running out on that mission is very low. And again, if you only need to do it once, that's not that bad. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope it was helpful. You definitely need your, light creatures. And I mean, it might come down to preference. You may be like, I don't like the Bulldogs, so I'll go with the Shinehorns, which is the second best. They really are. I mean, they're really good. Look over here. They're in the 2000s. See? I have them right here. It's hard to see because we have so many lined up over here. But yeah, look at that. So, maybe it's the Shinehorn. And they're so adorable. They just sit right on your shoulder, no issue. But again, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep surviving.
My work saved the human race.